You know what's wild? Gen Z's secret wealth hack. It's called religion. Yeah, I said it. The same generation that was supposed to be the least religious in history is actually turning back to church. And plot twist, it's making them better with money. Gen Z Christian identification jumped from 19% in 2018 to a majority by 2024. Today, I'm going to show you 5 biblical money principles that are fixing Gen Z's finances. Your broke, anxious, debt-ridden future self is literally begging you to watch this. Now, reason number 1, the budget commandment, the count the cost principle. Real talk, the reason most Gen Z is broke isn't because they don't make enough money. It's because they have zero idea where their money goes. Here's the thing. Jesus literally talked about budgeting in Luke 14:28. He said, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it?" That's 2,000-year-old advice for not starting projects you can't finish. It's also the foundation of not being broke at 25. Gen Z is drowning in subscriptions they forgot they even had, like Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Spotify, DoorDash Pass, Amazon Prime, and whatever that $8.99 charge is that keeps showing up, right? My friend Will, he worked with a 23-year-old client who was broke, but spending $847 a month on subscriptions and food delivery. That's 85 Chipotle burritos a month. And when Will showed him the breakdown, the kid said, "But I need all of these." The plot twist, he didn't. The Bible's budgeting principle is simple. Know what's coming in, know what's going out, and make sure those two numbers make sense. The Barna study found that 66% of Americans have made a personal commitment to Jesus, up 12% since 2021. And you know what these people are learning? That God actually cares about their checking account. So drop a comment below. What's the dumbest subscription you forgot you had and got charged for? I once paid for a Wine of the Month club for 7 months after moving to a state where they couldn't deliver. Let me know down in the comments. And the fix, you might ask? Download your bank statements from the last 3 months. Highlight every recurring charge. Cancel anything you haven't used in 30 days. Then make a budget, a real one. All right, number 2, the debt slavery warning. The borrower is servant to the lender reality. Listen, I filed for bankruptcy in 2007. So when I tell you debt is financial cancer, I'm not preaching from an ivory tower. Proverbs 22:7 doesn't mess around. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. That's not poetry. That's a warning label. Jesus doubled down on this in Matthew 6:24. No one can serve 2 masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. And when you're in debt, you're definitely serving money. I have this friend, Alan, 80 years old, built a 9-figure business, and he told me the moment you sign a loan, you work for the bank, not yourself. You're 24 years old, you finance a $35,000 car at 7% for 72 months, your payment is $583 a month. Over 6 years, you'll pay $41,976 for a car worth maybe $15,000 when you're done. You hate that car, but you're underwater and stuck. That's exactly what Proverbs warned you about. And the fix? Stop financing your lifestyle. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. And if you are already in debt, list every debt, smallest to largest, and pay minimums on everything except the smallest. Then attack that smallest one with everything you got. All right, number 3, the stewardship mindset, the "it's not yours anyway" principle. This one's going to mess with your head, but in a good way. The Psalm 24:1 says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it." That paycheck you work for, not really yours. Your bank account, you're just the manager, not the owner. This mindset shift is revolutionary for your finances. When you think you own your money, you make emotional decisions. You impulse buy. You keep up with the Joneses. But when you see yourself as a steward managing resources that belong to God, you make completely different choices. I've got this friend, Mateo, 28, computer engineer, making 95 grand a year and somehow always broke. Then he had this revelation. If this isn't mine, I need to manage it better than if it was mine. He started saving 30% of his income because when you see money as something you're accountable for, not something you deserve to spend, your whole approach changes. Now, he's got $60,000 in investments, zero debt, and sleeps like a baby. That's the power of the stewardship principle. It takes the pressure off. The solution? Just start asking one question before every purchase. Am I managing these resources wisely? Okay, number 4, the ant principle, the save for winter strategy. Proverbs 6:6 says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise." The ant stores up food in summer for winter. That's financial planning from an insect. Here's the problem. Gen Z's been sold the YOLO mindset. You only live once, so spend now. But you know what else you only do once? Have an emergency, get laid off. The 2024 study found that 65% of Gen Z believes in a higher power, and nearly 50% have used social media to explore religious content. My bankruptcy in 2007 could have been avoided with an emergency fund. 6 months of expenses saved, and the domino effect wouldn't have started. Save $200 a month at 4.5% interest. In 5 years, you'll have $13,468. That's sleep at night money. And Proverbs 13:11 backs this up. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Slow and steady wins every time. Proverbs 21:20 says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Smart people save. Fools spend everything immediately." And the fix? Open a separate high-yield savings account and set up automatic transfers of at least 10% of every paycheck. You're not allowed to touch it unless it's an actual emergency. All right, and lastly, number 5, the contentment revolution, the actually be satisfied mindset. This is called the contentment principle, and it's actually the most powerful financial weapon you have. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, "Godliness with contentment is a great gain." And Ecclesiastes 5:10 warns, "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income." Gen Z is the most anxious, financially stressed generation. And according to recent data, 50% feel religion has a positive impact on their mental health. See, what you should be tracking isn't how much you make, it's whether you're satisfied. Proverbs 28:20 warns, "A faithful person will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished." That person who makes $50,000 but needs $75,000 to feel secure, gets a raise and suddenly needs $100,000, they're chasing a moving target because the problem isn't the number, it's the mindset. The biblical principle of contentment isn't about settling. It's about finding satisfaction in your current situation while building towards something better. And my friend James, 70-year-old physicist, told me the richest person isn't the one who has the most. It's the one who needs the least. You stop buying stuff to fill emotional holes. You start making decisions based on your values, not Instagram's highlight reel. So what's the right way to approach money if you're Gen Z? All right, so what's the right move here? Simple. Follow the biblical financial plan that's been working for thousands of years. Here's your action plan. Number 1, create a budget and track every dollar for 30 days. Number 2, eliminate unnecessary debt. List it smallest to largest and attack the smallest with everything you got while paying minimums on the rest. Number 3, build an emergency fund. Start with $1,000, then work toward 3 to 6 months of expenses. Number 4, practice stewardship thinking. Before every purchase, ask, am I managing these resources wisely? Number 5, develop contentment. Start a gratitude journal. Watch how fast your desire to buy stuff decreases. Number 6, give generously. Proverbs 11:25 says, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." Start small if you need to, but start. This isn't complicated. It won't make you a millionaire by 25, but it will give you financial peace, actual freedom, and the ability to sleep at night. Your money should work for you and for purposes bigger than yourself. Look, I get it. Following these principles feels restrictive when everyone on TikTok is showing their crypto wins. But living your best life on borrowed money doesn't make you free. Following biblical principles that have worked for thousands of years makes you free. Just follow the plan. Future you will thank you. If you want to learn more about personal finance, check out this video. Now, stop watching YouTube and go make that budget. Peace be with you, and may your bank account grow while your stress decreases.